And now for like a conversation. This is a nice little conversation challenge. What are the different places in Canada like to live in? They vary from temperate to cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, is a big part of it.
Yeah. Winters.
It's basically what kind of winter do you want? Out here, I live in Victoria now, and it tends to be Victoria is very mild.
Victoria and Vancouver, no and winter.
Yeah, it does snow here very rarely. Usually we get like 1 or 2 snowfalls a winter, and the snow sticks around for a few days. And oh, it's so close.
It's so close. Are they going to make it? Is it going to happen?
Oh,
6, 4, 3. Oh, it's so close.
I feel like drawing attention to it will make multiple people try for it. Oh,
Yeah, I think it's going to breeze past, but we'll see.
Oh,
I'm very anxious right now.
I'm gonna keep talking about
6.
winter. Oh, and there we missed it.
Right past it.
But that was
Joust.
somebody entering a whole bunch for the giveaway.
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
As you get away from the coast, once you get into the interior of Canada, the weather tends to be very warm during the summer and very cold during the winter. Once you get into those continental weather systems, like when I lived in Saskatoon, a 60-degree range of plus 30 in the summer to minus 30 in the winter was common. We would
Yeah.
get those pretty much every year.
Yep.
In terms of like the culture, Canada is pretty homogenous. There isn't like a there's definitely, well, once you get out to like Quebec is very different.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my question to anybody who says the culture of Canada is pretty uniform is, well, how far east have you been?
Yeah, exactly.
And we're also talking about the sort of combined culture of all the different cultures that are the sort of common cultural language that is basic politeness. That's that sort of thing. Not like, there's in Vancouver, there's a whole culture in Chinatown, Cantonese, like old word, like we're talking about a kind of blended, very mild, so as to appeal to nobody and also offend nobody. It's very kind of thing.
I've never actually been to Quebec. I want to go sometime, but I don't get to
Montreal
travel
is
very
beautiful.
often.
Yeah. I lived in Ottawa a couple of times, so I've been to Quebec a lot. And I lived in the Maritimes as well, in Prince Edward Island for about 4 years.
Maritimes would be fun to visit too as well. I just need to travel in Canada more, really.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I brought that up there, is because I'm like, no, the Maritimes is more like a different country than going from here to Seattle.
Yes,
Kind
absolutely.
of thing. There is more different kind of there. And it is some of the most beautiful parts of Canada that I've ever seen are out there. Doing like the Cabot Trail or Ingonish Beach in Nova Scotia. There's all kinds of stuff in Prince Edward Island. I know Cavendish is a popular one, but I was always partial to Singing Sands Beach.
Nice.
Yeah, living out east is very interesting. It's very sort of small town, has a lot in common with the more northern parts of Canada in a lot of places. But Prince Edward Island was particularly interesting because you are literally outnumbered by tourists in the summer. There are more tourists than locals, it feels like.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so it's very much like, there's not usually very much in the way of traffic until you get to the warm months, and then it's always traffic. But
Right.
also you can walk from one end of town to the other in about an hour and a half.
Is it like a lot of people coming to check out that Anne of Green Gables stuff?
Yeah, Anne of Green Gables, the red dirt. I think Anne of Green Gables is like the vast majority of it, but there are also tons and tons of golf courses in Prince Edward Island. It's very, very popular there. A lot of folks travel there for it as well. Similar to how here in Vancouver, when you go up into the woods and the mountains and the trails nearby, you're very highly likely to run into, under normal circumstances, of course, a lot of German tourists because they love coming here for the hiking.
Yep.
I mean,
That's true.
This is good hiking in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we get a lot of Australians in the winter for skiing.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of folks back and forth for that. Australians,
Yeah.
New Zealanders.
Yeah.
In the before times, I went to Banff in February of 2020, and like everybody who worked there was Australian.
Australian. Yep. Yeah, I think the number one place in Canada that I would want to live would be the woods.
Yeah.
Just the woods.
Yeah, that's the thing about Canada is that it's very sparsely populated. There are a couple really dense cities like Vancouver and Toronto that have dense urban areas, but a lot of the other times, even the major cities like Edmonton, Calgary, and Saskatoon, they're just a city that's sort of by themselves. They don't have a huge urban area around them. You drive, to the edge of the city, and there's a hard line between where there are buildings and where there's wheat fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
They built out.
I forget what the exact percentage is, but it's a very high percentage of the Canadian population lives within sort of 100 miles of the border of the states.
Yeah.
But Canada goes quite a bit north, and this is particularly relevant because folks may have seen on RoadQuest some of folks from Loading Ready Run went quite far north.
Yeah.
But that is also up north is where my partner Sonia is from. So she has experience living in quite small town BC. Yeah.
I'm from the place with the giant tin rooster.
Yeah, if you were watching
Oh.
RoadQuest, yeah. I got my own personal behind the scenes, well, not behind the scenes, but kind of locals commentary watching RoadQuest with Sonia. And we'd pause it and she'd explain to me what this area was and what was nearby kind of thing and any interesting things that happened near there.
It was very exciting.
It was super fun.
So much
Thank
fun.
you. Yeah, like there are places where you can go in Canada where it's like, okay, this is a town of, I don't know, 50 people, and if you want to drive somewhere where there's anything, it'll be about 6 hours in any direction.
Yep. Yeah, that's the other thing is that everything is very spread out, and no Canadian will ever blink an eye at like, yeah, you just have to drive to the next city. It's about 3 hours down the road.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's a day trip.
Yeah,
I've definitely heard Europeans be like, 3 hours away. No, that's a weekend.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Whereas, like, I've driven down to Seattle for the day. I mean, kind of thing. It's just like, no, that's
Yeah.
three-ish hours there, 3-ish hours back.
Hours
It's
back.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like just places in Canada generally. I like Canmore. If you want Banff, but not as crowded, full of tourists, Canmore is wonderful.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it from my friend Mike.
Yeah, I
Nobody?
really like Canmore.
Okay.
Nope, sorry.
Oh, I got that. Yeah,
Thank you.
What was his dog's name?
Oh, dang.
Mike from Kenmore?
Yeah, it's Mike from Canmore.
This is my dog. Oh, what was his
It's
dog's
gone.
name?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
These are old references to Norm.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah,
My dog, Norm.
my dog Norm.
Oh, whatever weird. Wasn't he English and he was like trying to do like sort
know.
of Prairie's accent? I couldn't remember.
Air
Yeah,
Force
this
is
is-
a bit before my time.
This is old Royal Canadian Air Force jokes,
Thank you. Okay.
which was as a sketch show that used to air on Canadian television, I believe on CBC
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Man, Canada's got a lot of good sketch stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can be funny.
Once in a while.
Funny.
We can be funny.
Usually when I find a new comedian or something, like run into a new comedian, I'm like, I bet they're Canadian. Yep. Yeah.
We tell jokes to keep warm.
Yeah. That's, and what else is sketch comedy but huddling together to tell jokes to keep warm? Oh. And this coat. This coat keeps me very warm.